along with John Gailey and Scott Yunker. We'll be calling all the action for you on like I said, kind of a brisk night for football. Temps in the low 50s and very light winds from the south to southwest at about 5 to 15 miles an hour. Well, the Reynolds Raiders come into this one a well-rested, but yet still a hungry football team. Their last encounter, a tough 24-21 loss to Hood River here 2 weeks ago, was a heartbreaker to lose. Coach Randy Wegner has kept his Raiders on the straight and narrow, however, having 2 weeks to prepare for the visiting Gresham Gophers, who clobbered an undermanned and inexperienced Park Rose Bronco team last Friday at Gresham 58-6. The Raiders 3-1 or 2-2, depending on the status of the Sandy Pioneers appeal of the September 8th game, are led by quarterback Brandon Pack, who leads the league with over 57% of his passes completed and 6 touchdowns. And John, we're looking for a good ball game tonight. The Raiders, like I said, are well rested and they're fired up, ready to go.
Yeah, Jim, when you're talking about Gresham, you know, you're certainly a team with a lot of weapons, and they scored big twice this year, shutting out Centennial 38-0 and demolishing Park Rose last Friday 58-6. So anyway, you know, they've rolled up over 400 yards total offense with running back Brian Smith and wide receiver Lionel Chapman, and each of them scoring a pair of touchdowns in the route.
Well, coming up to tee the ball, Matt Hutchinson will tee the ball up for the Reynolds Raiders. Gresham won the toss and elected to receive, and they'll defend the north end of the field, and Reynolds will defend the south end as we get underway here. Getting the crowd coming in slowly but surely. Looks like about even on both sides, but I think both sides are kind of sitting on hands, just waiting for this one to get underway. Want to see what goes on here tonight. Hutchinson tees the ball up, sets forth and sends a high twisting kick. It's going to be Brian Smith taking the ball in about the 16, comes straight up the middle, 20-25, takes it out to the outside, 35, trying to beat David Barron, got by him and is finally driven out of bounds by number 24, Wes Perrine. So nice return by Brian Smith, took it at 16, and he took it out past midfield and gives Gresham excellent field position as we start the ball game tonight.
Well, I tell you, that's a good way to start there, getting down the field.
The Gophers offense are led by senior 6'2", 195-pound junior, Jared McGowan. His running backs will be Brian Smith and John Gleason. Full house backfield, and to give to Smith, he comes over right tackle, takes it up the middle, and then is dropped as he gets close to the 45-yard line. A pickup of about 4 on the play. We'll call it 3, second down and 7 from that point.
Yeah, also, Jim, starting at the split ends is Lionel Chapman, number 34, and also number 88, Bo Drews, and also we've got tight end Mike Donovan.
Second down and 7 from about the 46-yard line. Players jumping on both sides, and there's our first hanky of the evening. First flag being thrown, and we might get a little...
Reynolds getting a little anxious there.
Yeah, they're very anxious tonight. Yeah, it's going to be offsides against Reynolds. So that'll move it up closer and bring up a...
probably first down.
Close to a first down, bring up second down and probably about a yard or 2 to go.
Second, they removed it.
Second down and short. You mentioned Lionel Chapman. Chapman had a great game against Park Rose last week, getting 2 big touchdowns. One on a 75-yard kickoff return. Second down and just about a yard and a half for the first down. McGowan up over center. Chapman, Gleason, Smith in the backfield. Straight ahead give to Gleason, and he appears to have the first down. So Gresham coming right out and taking the ball right at the heart of the Reynolds defense early here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Jim, it looks like McGowan is getting some hard counts there, drawing Reynolds a little bit anxious there. Also for
first and 10, probably about the 42-yard line. McGowan up over center. Donovan out to the left. Straight away to hand off to Gleason. Once again, he gets about 2-3 yards straight up the middle. So it looks like Gresham trying to run right at Reynolds, right up the middle. A couple weeks ago, Morgan Nuno from Hood River had great success running right up the gut at Reynolds, and head coach Jack Footcraft trying to get the Gophers to do the same thing tonight.
Yeah, Jim, also I want to mention the center for Gresham, number 57, Dave Loveland, starting at tackle positions, number 61, David Chase, and number 68, Lauren May. And also at the guards, number 64, Rob Smith, and James Voss, number 70.
2nd and 6, McGowan throwing the swing pass out here. Chapman has him out in the right flat. Chapman taking down to 25 to 20, and he's finally driven it out of bounds. He took it right at David Barron. So Gresham having good field position, and it's taking it right down the field. Another big Gresham first down.
Well, it looks like Lionel Chapman just taking off where he left off last week. Starting right off there with about a 12-yard gain there.
Big first down once again. The ball, here it is once again. Swing pass out to Chapman. He's got open field here as he tries to take it against number 10, David Barron. Finally drags him out of bounds along with number 21, Matt Hutchinson. First down and 10 from about the 14-yard line. 9:52 left to go here in the first quarter. Gresham knocking on the door. Here's McGowan going to take it on the option left, and nice heads-up play there by number 35 for Reynolds. Hawk Blackburn. Blackburn's 5'10", 195-pound senior with a nice tackle that time as he strung out the option well. Gain of 2 on that play, 2nd down and 8. Gleason and Drews come out of the lineup, and in the lineup is Mike Donovan. 2nd down, 8 now. McGowan on Smith. Smith's coming right up the middle. They're going straight up the middle. The Reynolds defense. And he takes it up over the 10 down to about the 8-7-yard line.
Well, it looks like we've only seen one pass in this this series down here. They're being very successful running the ball early.
Well, one thing that Reynolds has had a problem as they have been giving up quite a few yards in the air. I'm a little surprised that McGowan hasn't tried to take advantage of that tonight. Still early here, first quarter, 8:42 left to go, no score. There's a fumble on the play, and Reynolds
recovers.
Oh, miss handoff there between Jaron McGowan and his center, and McGowan couldn't get the handle on the football, and Reynolds did recover the football. So the first break goes Reynolds' way. Here it is once again, and it looked like number 15, Tony Du Bois, wide receiver for Reynolds, made the recovery on the fumble. So the Reynolds Raiders take it over, 1st and 10, deep in their own territory.
Well, I tell you, this could be a game of big breaks and big plays. So Reynolds coming up with a big play here.
Reynolds will start with Brandon Pack at quarterback, and his run going back in the backfield is Mark Heimbuck. And Heimbuck had a great game against Hood River 2 weeks ago. Here's back, straight back to pass. Fires here in the swing. It is complete to number 85. That's Aaron Holwidge for a gain on the play of about 5-6 yards. Once again, Pack looking for his wingback. That's number 86. That is Aaron Holwidge. Holwidge, 6'1", 175-pound senior. Pick up a 6 on that play. 2nd down and 4 for the Raiders.
Yeah, I think Reynolds needs to come out here and set the tone right now, Jim.
Well, they're coming with that spread offense. Here's a handoff to Heimbeck, and he doesn't go very far.
He ain't gonna go nowhere.
Gresham smelled that one out in a hurry.
Well, you know, I was a little surprised Reynolds not really getting going till late in the first half last week and getting that spread offense going. Also, Reynolds, their wide receivers tonight, number 15, Tony Du Bois, and also number 21, Matt Hutchinson. The tight end being number 84, Blake Robinson.
3rd down, 5. Ball right around the 14-yard line. Pack back to pass. Fires over here and badly thrown. Pass was intended for number 15, Tony Du Bois, but well over his head. So the Raiders have to give up the football, and Gresham will get it. And again, in good field position, right around midfield, it looks like.
Yeah, I just wanted to run over the line here for Reynolds. Starting at center tonight, number 50, Dan Meslin, and the guards are number 53 and number 78, Chris Merrill and Nick Budge. And also the tackles, number 71, Robert Villar and Jim Griffith.
Matt Hutchinson, the punt, twisting punt. Chapman picks it up on about his own 35-40 yard line and takes it up the middle, but gets a few yards, takes it close to the 30, and gives Gresham good field position. As Gresham was coming to block that punt that time, as number 80, Dave Anderson, who had a big block against Centennial a few weeks ago and recovered for a touchdown, was right in there on top of Hutchinson. Hutchinson got away, but didn't get much on it.
Well, I think Gresham had a good defensive stand there to get him this good field position, and well, they can take advantage of it right here.
Gresham with the ball, 1st and 10 at the 32. Here's Smith coming out to the right side, and a nice tackle by Mark Heimbuck. Mark Heimbuck, 5'10", 205-pound junior, who's a good running back, did a good linebacker's job that time as he strung out Smith and dropped him for about a yard loss on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11. Nice play by Heimbuck early in the ball game.
Yeah, that's playing both sides tonight. He's a very valuable asset for Reynolds there and a good defensive play.
Well, the coaching staff can't say enough about the way Heimbuck has played here in the first part of the season. McGowan back up over the center. He's got Smith and Gleason behind him. Give to Smith. Smith coming over right tackle, and he takes it down. And who is that? Number 77 in there for the Raiders, John Merzen. He just came in there and bulldogged him down.
Looked like he was going for a little ride there.
Yeah.
I tell you.
A little busting Bronco action there. And we're not even doing the Broncos tonight.
Well,
Gain of about 5 on that play. 3rd down 6 for Gresham. At the 25-yard line.
An early test here, 3rd and long.
This is Smith in motion. Coming in motion to the right. Pack back to pass. Coming in with the blitz. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Brian Smith. Had him out there in the right flat. It's going to be close to the 1st down. But coming in big pressure on the left-hand side was Tony Du Bois. And McGowan didn't even see him. And if McGowan had held that ball one more second, he was going to be dropped for a big-time loss.
So you just got back to the line there, Jim.
So to bring up 4th down and 6, and a field goal attempt here will probably be about 42, 43 yards. Number 36 checking into the game. That's Jared Latou for the Gophers, and they're going to go for it. Chapman out to the left side with Bo Drews. Over to the right side is Brian Smith. Latou single back in the backfield. McGowan back to pass, scrambling, looking for running room, and he is hit from behind by Tony Du Bois. Tony Du Bois, who blitzed just a second ago, came in and dropped McGowan for a loss. So Gresham turns the ball right back over to Reynolds, and Reynolds this time will have good field position. Decent field position anyway, better than they had last time. Last time they got inside the 10. Here it is again. Watch Du Bois coming here right there and gets McGowan, wraps him up. Not going to let him go anywhere. Not going to let him get away with the football. So the Raiders have it, 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. Pack up over center. Du Bois out to the right along with Holwich. Here's Pack. Looks, fires, incomplete. Attended for number 84, Blake Robinson. Going just a little bit behind him. Just trying to throw that little 2-step drop. Hit Robinson coming out in a little slam pattern, but the pass was just a shade behind him, incomplete. Bring up 2nd down 10.
I tell you, Jim, Gresham's defense has been very stingy this year. You know, they're yielding less than 70 yards per game on the ground and less than 100 yards through the air. And that's tops in the conference.
Here's Pack once again. He gives the ball to Heimbeck. Heimbeck coming right up the middle. Now sets it outside and takes it up across the 30-yard line. Going to be short of the 1st down, gain of about 7. Bring up 3rd down and 3. So Mark Heimbeck on his 2nd carry of the evening. His first one wasn't very good, only actually minus yardage.
Yeah, he was stopped.
Yeah, I got 5 on that one. We'll give him 6. 3rd down 4. 3-step drop and pass is incomplete, batted down by number 80, Dave Anderson. Got a big hand up there. The pass was intended again for tight end number 84, Blake Robinson.
Well, I tell you, Jim, for being a spread offense, having that everything over there on the far, they had 2 wide receivers on the far sideline, everything being tight over here. Surprised why they went tight like that.
4th down and 5. Matt Hutchinson the punt. Lionel Chapman back deep. They're coming once again, and he gets it away, but shanks it off the side of his foot, and this one's going to come out of bounds. And the official's going to take it way back upfield.
Whoa.
Holy Toledo.
He walked off 10 extra yards there.
Yeah, that ball landed right around the 45-yard line, not far from out of bounds, but the officials
Had some good hang time. It looked like it had some good length. A high snap caused him to have to rush it just a little bit.
Well, Gresham trying to block that kick. They feel that they can get that block on Hutchinson. So again, the Gophers with great field position. They haven't started, this is their third drive, and haven't started in their own territory yet.
Yeah, 50-yard line or better.
First and 10 from the 46, McGowan. Back to pass, looking, fires, on downfield for Chapman. It's got him out there, and it's tapped away at the last second. Number 25, Ryan Avery, getting right in there in defense. Ball just underthrown a little bit. We have a flag down on the play, however, and that could be probably holding.
Yeah, it's near the line of scrimmage.
Gresham marching backwards. As the pass is just off of Chapman's fingertips, incomplete, as McGowan showing his arm as he laid that one out there. Good 45, 50 yards, John.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, that was a really nice throw there early. It looks like they're trying to set a little bit of running game to allow for that big play offense downfield. Getting Reynolds concentrating on the run, and it's like offensive holding.
That's the call, holding. It'll bring up second down and now 25. First time Gresham's had to work in their own territory tonight. Second and 25 from the 41-yard line. Here's a get straight ahead to Smith. He gets across the 40. A nice tackle by Rob Ritchie, number 44. Ritchie, 5'9", 210-pound senior linebacker with a nice stop after a real short gain. Getting maybe 2 yards.
Jim, Reynolds is looking really good on defense here, and I think that's going to be the key to their game here.
Well, talking to head coach Randy Wagner before the game, he felt that they had to get going early. They had to establish the game, had to get the score early, the quick score, and establish their foundation for the ball game tonight. Second down and long now. McGowan with Gleason nearly back in the backfield, running trips to the left. McGowan back, looking, now throws, and it's incomplete. Intended for number 88, Joe Colferup. Excuse me, number 88, Bo Drews. 6 foot, 170-pound senior, but throw it just a little bit behind him, a little low, a little bit behind him.
Yeah, they got a little anxious there. He looked like he had a good path on that slant across the middle there. They had a couple wide receivers going down long, creating a good hole there in the middle. Well,
I think it's very important that if Gresham's going to put the ball up, that Reynolds has to force McGowan to throw early, because he gets that time and Chapman gets that speed out there. He could be long gone.
Yeah, he can really let that ball fly when he's got the time, and he's getting good protection tonight.
So far, third down. Third and long. About 22, 23 yards to go. McGowan fakes the hand off the inside, running option to the left. Pitches it to Smith. And Smith is driven down.
Great play.
Nicely, but Tony DuBois, once again, 5'11", 175-pound senior. Defensive back coming in there and just dropping Brian Smith just right when he made his cut. He got Smith. If he didn't get Smith, Smith might have been gone. Here it is once again. McGowan takes the hand off the inside, running the option left, pitches it to Smith, and DuBois gets a foot in there and drags Smith down.
A little different story last week with a kind of loose, breaking lots of tackles from Parkrose. So Gresham's got a different story with Reynolds tonight.
Lionel Chapman in punt formation for Gresham, and he just spins one down the middle. Matt Hutchinson takes it about his own 25, looking for some running room, comes out to the outside, gets the outside, spins away from one man, spins away from another, and is finally driven down.
Good move, good cut there, being patient, getting a few extra yards there.
Nice return by number 21, Matt Hutchinson, 5'9", 170-pound senior. As Chapman didn't get much hang time on that one. That was a end-over-end kick that just went zip down the field. Here's Hutchinson coming out to the right side, gets away from one man, gets away from another. Here's McGowan, missed tackle there, and is finally driven down.
Got about 10, 12 extra yards there.
So it'll be first down from right at the 39-yard line. Heimbeck comes out to the right, trips to the left. Pack, long count this time. He's back to pass, looks, fires the Heimbeck, has him, short gain. Heimbeck trying to get away and manages to get a few extra yards in on the tackle. Number 21 for Gresham, Zach Kuda, and number 12, Jared McGowan. So a pick up of about 7-8 yards on that play and bring up second down and 2. Here's back, three-step drop, hits Heimbeck, and Heimbeck just uses that strength he is to get the extra 3-4 yards.
Yeah, it looks like he's taking at least 3 or 4 of them Gresham Gophers to get him down. Good strong, keeping those legs moving. Second
down 2, 1:30 left to go in a scoreless first quarter here at Mount Hood College tonight. We got a good one. Here's a pitch out to Heimbach. Heimbach coming around the left side. Trying to spin away from Gleason. And Gleason with a shirt tackle drops him down. And it's going to be a first down, however, as Mark Heimbach takes it into Gopher territory down to about the 46-yard line.
Well, I think the key block there was Matt Hutchinson, number 21, creating that little extra room there to get him right in there.
Hutchinson's starting to do it all tonight. He's kicking off, punting,
blocking,
taking the punt returns, blocking, and he's a flying receiver as well.
I think both these teams are fired up. They know how important this game really is.
Now, whoever wins this game tonight has inside track on a playoff position. There's no doubt about that. Two receivers to the right and spread offense, gives straight ahead. Once again, Heimbach gets up to the 40 and across the 40 down to the 38-yard line, and hard running by Mark Heimbach takes it down to the 38-yard line.
I'm going to tell you, Josh Reinhardt, number 16 for Gresham, wrapped him up there.
Here's Heimbach coming up, and he breaks 1, 2. Reinhardt has him and finally gets help. Looks like number 61, David Chase.
It's a good thing he got him, or else he would have been gone. Held him just long enough for some help.
Going to be on that play, second down and 2 from the 38-yard line. Clock going down, 15 seconds left to go. Here's going to be an end around to Du Bois. Du Bois trying to get to the outside, and he's drilled hard.
Man.
Oh, he was hit. Number 8, Nick Crawlge. Nick Crawlge wasn't even supposed to dress out tonight. He was injured last week. Here it is again. Du Bois trying to come outside, kind of stutters a little bit there. John Gleason also hit him and drives him out of bounds, but it is a first down.
Well, from what we've seen so far tonight, Jim, I think we're in for a really good football game.
Boy, it sure does look good tonight. 34-yard line, first and 10. Raiders running trips to the right. Heimbach the single back in the backfield, two-step drop. Pass is complete to Du Bois, and what a hit! Number 25, holy Toledo, Conrad Kuda came in and just drilled Heimbach as soon as he received the football. They had a loss on that play. Here it is again, Pack hits Tony Du Bois right there, and here's Conrad Kuda saying, you ain't going nowhere, my man. That's going to be the end of the first quarter, and look at the scoreboard. We got to score this ball game in a tough defensive battle. It's the Gophers nothing and the Raiders nothing.
Well, I think we're in for a defensive game tonight as both teams are not giving in. And I tell you, the tackling and the hitting that we've seen so far tonight, we're going to be in for a good football game.
John, you got some, Scott, you got some offensive rushing stats here in the first quarter?
Well, for Reynolds, Heimbach is the one mostly carrying the ball or receiving the ball. He's got 4 carries with 19 yards. Reynolds isn't really gaining any yards. Like John said, this is mostly a defensive game here.
Well, Heimbach came into the game averaging almost 6 yards per carry. And he's had a pair of over 100-yard rushing games this year. He had a big game against Hood River Valley 2 weeks ago. So we start the second quarter with the Raiders second down and 11. The ball at the 35-yard line. Two receivers to left. Pack running the option left. Pitches it to Heimbach. Heimbach tries to cut it inside. The ball is fumbled. And it's picked up by Nick Crawls, number 8. He just falls on the football. Oh. And we have our second big turnover of the night, John.
Yeah, I tell you.
Looks like we have an injured Reynolds person on the ground. I can't quite see the number at the time.
Yeah, he probably got the wind knocked out of him. Here, we'll see it
Heimbach.
here.
Here's Heimbach coming in. He is drilled. I believe that is Heimbach that got nailed.
I tell you, it's a hard-hitting game.
Oh, it certainly is.
I hope that he's okay. I think he probably just got the wind knocked out of him.
Well, he really got drilled on that one. I'd like to see that one more time. I'd like to see who did make that hit, because that was a heads-up hard hit. Here it is again. Coming and making it. Oh, it's John Gleason, number 39. Gleason, a real hard hitter. 6 foot, 190-pound senior came in and just drilled Heimbach right in the numbers. And I hope he just got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, that'd be a big disappointment.
Well, that'd be a big loss for the Raiders.
Big part of Reynolds' offense here.
No doubt about that.
Being all the backs.
Well, coming to the ball game tonight, Brandon Pack's favorite receivers are seniors Tony Du Bois, Matt Hutchinson, and Blake Robinson. Du Bois leads that trio with 3 touchdowns and over 11 yards per catch. So the Raiders are going to go to the air. They got to go to those 3 tonight, and Gresham. So so far is playing pretty good heads-up defense. And Scott, what type of passing stats do you have for Brandon Pack so far?
Brandon Pack is actually sent about 6 in the air with a total of about 12 yards.
3 completions? 3 completions?
3 completions.
Well, Pack hasn't gone deep, so they're trying to go that short game, that underneath game, rather than trying to go deep against the Gophers. As it was Mark Heinbuck. He's coming a little slowly, a little groggy, but I think he'll be okay.
Yeah.
So the Gophers ought to have it, 1st and 10. Ball right at the 35. Jared McGowan, long count, single back in the backfield is Brian Smith, and a give to Smith, and a nice play in there. Reynolds read that one nicely. Number 84.
Number 74, Jim.
Blake Robinson.
Initial contact.
John Griffith in there also. Blake Robinson with the tackle, along with John Griffith. Bring up 2nd down and 9. Very short gain on that play. And if Reynolds can stop Gresham's inside running of Gleason and Smith, they have a pretty good chance to win this ballgame tonight, I feel.
Oh, yeah. You know, Smith is averaging over 6 yards per carry as a fullback this season already.
2nd down 9. Here's Smith coming in the motion out to the left side. McGowan back to pass, being blitzed. They're setting up the screen and batting the ball up there nicely.
Whoa.
Batting the ball up there nicely was number 81, I believe. Josh Rowe.
I wonder if he came down with it.
Here it is again. McGowan back to pass, putting the big rush on. No, it was number 61.
Well, he couldn't hang on to it.
Number 61, Dan Merzen, came in and put that big paw up there, slapped the ball up in the air, and Lionel Chapman had it. But
couldn't
hang on to it.
I tell you also, you know, John Gleason, just to let you know, Jim's had back-to-back 100 yards rushing games here last 2 weeks.
3rd down 9 now. Big 3rd down play coming up here. Smith in the backfield, McGowan back to pass. Looking. Lets it fly. He's got Chapman out there, and he's got a 1st down. Very well executed plays. Lionel Chapman working on number 44, Rob Ritchie, who drove him out of bounds. Jared McGowan hit him right in the numbers. Here it is again. McGowan fires the ball, puts it right in Chapman's numbers. Beautiful pass. That was David Barron who knocked him out of bounds. But gives Gresham a 1st down, a big 1st down for the Gophers here.
That's a couple big pass plays, gainers. A couple big gainers for Lionel Chapman already.
1st down from the 48-yard line. Here's a handoff to Smith. He comes right up the gut, takes it out on the outside, breaks it to the outside, and
Number
taking him down.
61.
Dan Merzen took him down, finally took him down, but again, another 1st down. So Gresham may be wearing down the Reynolds Raiders defense, John.
Yeah.
Here's again Smith, big hole opening up, nice blocking and interior line blocking, and Merzen finally bringing down Brian Smith after a big gain.
Well, whatever they were doing to stop at Gresham, it looks like they've made a little adjustment to get a big hole there for Gleason and Smith to run through.
1st down 10 from the 34-yard line. A little pause here. Officials having a little...
Moving the chains there. They had to jog about, what, 20 yards that time?
1st and 10 from the 34. McGowan, straight ahead handoff. They're going right back up the middle. Boy, fighting for yardage. Holy Toledo, John Gleason just fighting for yardage.
Yeah, looks like John Gleason, Smith here.
Yeah. Took it to the 25. Here's it is again. Gleason breaking tackles left and right. And he's finally driven down by number 21, Matt Hutchinson, number 35, Hawk Blackburn. Gain of 9 on that play. 2nd down and a little over a yard to go.
Yeah, Reynolds is going to have to do something to clog up that middle to stop those running backs.
They're going to have to make some adjustments at halftime. No 2 ways about that. McGowan backs in the eye this time. McGowan give to Smith, coming over right tackle, and he's drilled.
Yeah, you see there, Jim, they got the linebacker coming up right over the center. I think they made an adjustment right there to stop him there, right at the line of scrimmage.
Nice stop. No gain on that play. Bring up third down in the yard. Here it is again. Rob Ritchie, number 44, in there on the tackle. Ritchie, the defensive captain. Nice stop. The big 3rd down play here.
Well, you can see Gresham setting the tone here. They've had a couple big pass plays, and then they're coming back with some running here. keeping Reynolds a little off balance here tonight.
Big third down play right here, 3rd down and 1. 3rd down and short, and Jared McGowan's going to take a timeout. So he didn't like what he saw on the defense and decides to go over and talk it over with the Gresham Brain Trust.
Well, it looks like John Maruson's coming from the linebacker position there, and I think McGowan saw that last time when they got that short gainage, and I said that was the same play they were going to call, and I think he said, "Oh, wait a minute."
Yeah, it looks like it was going to be the same play. I'm Jim Hunter along with John Gailey and Scott Yunker bringing you this one on a clear but a bit cool night. Brett's probably one of the coldest nights we've been out there, huh, Scott?
Actually, it has. You'll be able to catch this game on Channel 21 and Channel 11. Channel 21 Sunday, October 15th at 9:30 p.m. Saturday, October 21st at 7 p.m. on Channel 11 Thursday, October 19th, and for you late-nighters at 1:30 p.m.
Well, last week's score, Barlow beat Centennial 47-18. Hood River over Central Catholic 43-22. Sandy, who is the #1 team, and depending on that appeal Monday, they may be in sole possession of first place. They beat David Douglas 27-12, and Gresham, like you said, over Parkers last week 58-6. 3rd down 1, big play right here. McGowan looking around. Going to take a long time. He might be trying just to get him to jump off sides here. He's going to give the ball to Smith, and I don't know if he got it. Oh, it's very, very close.
Looks like they might have it from here, Jim. This is probably the best vantage point we've had all night.
We got it straight across. And see, he didn't get a real favorable spot though.
We get some chains out here.
Yeah, we're gonna see the chain gang. Here's a straight ahead handoff to Smith coming right up the middle, and the Reynolds line did a good job that time of standing Smith up.
Well, it looks like they were going with a 4-man line, and I think they've got the 5-man line going in there with the linebackers stunning a little bit.
Just by the nose of the football. So Smith, with that extra second effort, got the first down. So Gophers marching down the field. Have it 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. The officials for tonight's game, the head referee is Jim Gregert. The umpire is Dave Riley. And the linesmen are Dan Blinkenstaff and Dave Kirby. So we got a good crew here working this one tonight. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. McGowan up over center, Drews out to the left, to the right is Chapman. Backs in the eye, give to Gleason, and Gleason gets a couple. Not much running room there. Number 74, John Griffiths, 6'1", 235-pound senior. In on the stop, a gain of about 2 to bring up 2nd down and 8.
Well, Jim, Gresham set the tone, had a few running plays here. It looks like about 3 or 4 in a row. I think I'm going to expect them to come off with a pass play right here.
Yeah, we'll see right here. 2nd down and about 8. Backs once again in the eye. Fake handoff. McGowan coming rolling out to the left, being chased. Now he's going to run. The football gets across the 20, the 15, and is driven out of bounds. Fumbles the ball out of bounds, but it didn't matter. Number 15, Tony Du Bois, drives him out of bounds. Number 25, also Ryan Avery in there on the stop. But it's going to give a 1st down. Here's McGowan as he looks to come to the inside. Now decides to break it to the outside, decides to run with the football. Here comes Du Bois, and here comes Avery, driving McGowan out of bounds. But he's in that red zone now. He's got down to the 13-yard line, and Gresham knocking on the door, trying to be the first one to score. And I think at this point in the ball game, with a scoreless game, if Gresham gets on the board first, that's going to be big momentum for the rest of this game.
Well, yeah, we've got a full quarter out of the score. We got 8 minutes left here in the 2nd quarter, and Gresham is definitely driving. Could be the advantage. 1st
and 10 from the 13-yard line. McGowan, long count, backs again in the eye, going to Smith. Smith takes it across the 11-10, takes it down to the 9-yard line. Rob Ritchie in on the stop that time, and nothing fancy. They're just going smash mouth footballs, power football straight ahead, pounded down the field.
Couple steps, and then he looked like he sprung forward about 3 or 4 yards.
Well, Smith doing a good job, 6 foot, 190-pound senior. He's had some problems this year, a couple nagging injuries, but last week he had a great game, had 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion, had well over 100 yards last week rushing, and he's off to a good start here tonight. 2nd down and 6, gain of 4 on that last play. McGowan again to Smith. Smith across the 5, trying to drive it down. gets inside the 2-yard line and close to the 1. So they're just trying to pound it right down Reynolds' throat and have it again, a first down. What appears to be the first down. It is 1st and goal to go. So Gresham has 4 downs to get this ball in the end zone. And with 7:20 left to go here in the first half, Gresham knocking on the door.
I tell you, the way they're running the ball tonight, Jim, I don't see why take a chance at passing and a possible interception.
Well, Gresham came into the game averaging 171 yards on the ground. That's about 3rd in the conference. Here's a handoff, and in for the touchdown on the sneak is McGowan, yeah. Jared McGowan just decided to take it himself, took a quick count. Everybody thought they were going to get to either Smith or Gleason. He said, I'm taking this one, guys.
Yeah, I would have put my money on those 2 numbers.
Jared McGowan, nothing fancy, straight ahead. Got a nice block in the middle there from his center. Took out the middle guard, and McGowan went in. So Gresham draws blood first and jumps on top 6-0. Kevin Skaggs on to try the extra point out of the hole to Jared McGowan. And this had a hard time working last week. They missed a couple days. Let's see. The snap, the spot, the kick, straight on through, and it is good. So timeout. 7:01 left to go here in the first half, and Gresham with a very, very impressive drive takes it down the field, culminated by the 1-yard quarterback sneak by quarterback Jared McGowan, and the extra point by Skaggs gives them a 7-0 lead. And John, I was more than impressed with Gresham on that drive.
Yeah, I certainly was. I think they went to their strong suit there, kind of set the tone, get the ball on the football, get on the board first. And they went with their strong running game of Smith and Gleason there.
Well, other games going on tonight. Barlow's at Central Catholic. Centennial's at Sandy. And Sandy, Monday, the decision on that possible forfeit game, they're currently listed at 4-1, but they could be 5-0, and if they beat Centennial tonight, could be 6-0, and in sole possession of first place. Again, that forfeit was a disputed illegal player back on September 8th. The appeal will be heard and will be decided this Monday afternoon. So that's going to be big for the rest of the league as we come up to playoff time here in the next few weeks. David Douglas is at Hood River. That's a big game for both teams. The winner of that will have an inside track for a playoff berth, with the loser pretty much going to be waiting until next year. They're both 3-2 records. And Park Rose is playing a non-league game at Milwaukee, and they're looking ahead to the future. So Kevin Skaggs will tee the ball up for the Gophers, and back deep, David Barron, number 10, number 21, is Matt Hutchinson. Skaggs comes up, drills the ball, and it's going to be Barron. It's going to take it way back in this 10-yard line. He's going to take it to 15, to 20, breaks it out the outside, 25, cuts it back to the 30, and is driven down by Kevin Skaggs. So Skaggs hustling down there, 5'7", 150-pound junior. Came down and drug Barron down, return of about 21 yards to the 31-yard line.
Well, from here, Jim, it looked like a wide open field. He just had a couple people there get past.
If you want one guy to take it, David Barron's got sprinter speed out there, and he can bust one, as he evidenced a couple of times last year for the Raiders. 1st and 10. Barron will be the single eye back. Mark Heimbach not in the ball game right now. Trips to the right. This Hutchinson in motion coming across to the left, and a handoff to Barron. Barron takes it for no gain.
A little hesitant coming across the line there.
Yeah, he was. Barron's a good outside runner, so I'm a little surprised that they're trying to take him inside at this point in the ball game, as they need to develop that inside game. And Mark Heimbach might be hurt a little bit more than we thought. He's standing over here on the sidelines talking to a few of his teammates, so they might just want to be giving him a little extra breather here.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It looks like he's okay. I just needs a little break here. Get back and get ready to go.
Gain of a yard on that last play. 2nd down, 9. Here's Pack. 3-step drop. Looking, firing. Lets it fly. Matt Hutchinson with a nice catch out there. Took it right around the midfield stripe, 48-yard line. Not quite into Gresham territory, but it showed what the Raiders can do with that spread offense. Nice pass from Brandon Pack to Matt Hutchinson. Here it is again. Pack looking. Hutchinson gets free right in that zone, that seam in the zone, and making the stop, number 16, Josh Reinhardt. So
yeah, Conrad Cutta was right there too.
Reynolds with a pickup on the play of about 15 yards to the 47-yard line. Going to bring up 1st and 10 from that point. 5:30 left to go in the first half. 7-0 Gresham. Here's Pack. Back to pass again. Fires a little swing pass complete to number 84, Blake Robinson, and he's driven out of bounds by John Gleason, and number 21, Zach Kuda, also drove him out of bounds. Short gain on that play. Pack looking. That was the secondary receiver. He's looking over the middle, and his first choice, Tony Du Bois, was covered very heavily, so he went to the short man, and a short gain of about 4 on the play. Second down, 6. Ball just over the midfield stripe into Gresham territory. Second time tonight that Reynolds has been in Gresham territory. Here's a pitch to Barron coming out of the right side, cuts it back, gets across the 45, and close to the 44-yard line.
I tell you, Reynolds looks like they're, coming up the middle with Barron there. I'd like to see him out on the outskirts there.
Well, Barron's got just as good a speed as Gresham's Lionel Chapman, and I'd like to see that too, because Barron does have sprinter speed and can bust it on the outside.
It seems like they might just swing one out to him, a little screen pass on the strong side there.
Now we got the officials discuss. Oh, we had a penalty on the play. We're going to get the call here.
Yeah, that was a good.
A little use of the hands. It'll bring up second down, and we'll call it 12 from the 44-yard. No, it's illegal motion, excuse me, from the 46-yard line. Second down and 12.
Wasn't very distinctive on that call there.
No, it sure wasn't. Running 2 receivers to the left with Du Bois now coming over to the left side. Here's Pack. Draw play to Barron. Barron comes across the 45, tries to break it to the outside and gets close to midfield. Nice string out by Reinhardt, number 16, Josh Reinhardt, strung it out long enough to get help from number 80, Dave Anderson, and number 8, Nick Crawls. Here's draw play to Barron, trying to break it to the outside, but watch Reinhardt coming out there, stringing it out until he got help from Anderson, number 80.
Well, that's what I was, talking about. You got the 3 receivers over on the far sideline, use them as blockers and get Barron out in the open there. Gresham was just doing a good job getting slipping the blocks and getting there.
Gain of about 5 on that play, bring up third down and 7. Ball right at the midfield stride. Pack back pass on a quick count. Fires, has his man on just a tight end screen. Number 84, Blake Robinson once again, and Robinson's caught quite a few passes tonight, 6'3", 205-pound junior. But it'll be well short of the first down, and the Raiders will have to punt it once again. Matt Hudson getting that leg of workout tonight, John.
Yeah, it sure is. It's too bad, being third and long, they couldn't capitalize and kept the drive alive there.
Here's the snap. They're coming hard, and he gets it away. Nice twisting kick that time. Chapman will take it. Comes around, spins out to the outside, trying to get some running room, and coming up and making a nice tackle, trying to force him back to the inside to where he could get the help was number 86, Aaron Holwidge, along with Tony Du Bois. So the Gophers have it, 1st and 10, with just 3 minutes left to go here in the first half, leading 7-0. 1st and 10 from about their own 25-yard line.
Well, Reynolds just needs to come out here defensively and make a good stand. There's plenty of time for them to get the ball back and put some points on the board.
McGowan once again up over center with Gleason and Smith behind him. There's McGowan running the option to the right side. Now pitches. Now he's going to take it himself. And he gets a couple, and that's about it, as the Raiders read that one very well that time.
Yeah, had it read all the way out. Everybody was over on that side. Got to be careful, though. Start running that reverse play. I've seen him run before.
Yeah, here it is. McGowan he's going to take a quarterback keeper himself, and several Raiders in there on the stop. 2nd down and 8 for the Gophers.
Reynolds is playing good defense.
Yeah, Reynolds is playing
some good defense tonight.
They are definitely playing, no two ways about that. Coming out to the left side, Bo Drews and Lionel Chapman. Smith, the only back in the backfield. Pair of tight ends. Here's a give to Smith, trying to bounce it off the outside.
Another wall of Raiders.
Oh, yeah, they are really sticking it in the middle. Gresham trying to go right up the gut, and the last 3 or 4 times they haven't been able to. Here it is again, Smith trying to go up the middle, tries to break it out, but the Raiders front line will have nothing of that.
Well, Gresham's been going. That's what got him down there and got the score on their last series. I think they're trying to go with that, but you know, you just can't keep running around. They're going to have to mix it up a little bit more if they're going to get down here.
Big third down call right here, 3rd down 6. Ball on the 30-yard line. Here's McGowan. Here's that end around. You called it, John. Lionel Chapman break it to the outside. He's got one man to beat. Breaks it out to the near midfield, close to midfield, right around the 45-yard line. John, you called that a couple minutes ago. Watch Lionel Chapman, and he just did it that time. Got a big gain and big first down for the Gophers.
Yeah, it was a big gain. Good thing number 86, Aaron Howledge, was there to knock Lionel Chapman out of bounds, or else that could have come all the way down the sideline for another touchdown.
Well, Chapman had the big touchdown last week. Here it is again. Chapman busted to the outside and is driven down by Holwich. First down for the Gophers, 45-yard line. McGowan back, rolling out to the right, looking downfield, lets it fly. Got Chapman, dives, but it's incomplete. Jared McGowan had Chapman out there, led him just a little bit too far, have him down there in Raider territory, right around the 35-yard line. Would have been a big play. McGowan has good protection this time, gets a great block in there by number 70, James Voss. Gave him great protection that time, but just led Chapman just a little bit.
Yeah, Reynolds going to have to watch it. Lionel Chapman, who has already 5 TDs this year, and 3 of them coming from Jared McGowan.
Real strong arm of McGowan, I might add.
Yes, very strong arm.
45-yard line, 2nd down 10. McGowan on the give to Smith, coming over left tackle, breaks out to the outside, takes it across to the 40-yard line and down into Raider territory, down to the 38-yard line, making the stop, number 25, Ryan Avery, but good hole open that time for Brian Smith. There it is. Smith gets a big hole, takes it to the outside, and Avery makes the touchdown saving tackle.
Well, I tell you, that's scary. Smith getting out in the open and getting those wheels really turning. You know, it's hard to bring him down.
It definitely is. Timeout on the field, 31 seconds left to go in the first half. The Gophers taking the timeout, want to talk it over and get something set up, try to get another score on the board. And boy, if they do that before halftime, that's going to be a big, big momentum booster for the Gresham Gophers, John.
Yes, you know, being up 2 touchdowns going to halftime, especially as defensive game as this has been, that could be real tough for Reynolds to come back and get a score. But, you know, Reynolds, last time we got to see him, they, you know, they came out second half and they really came out fired up and put some points on the board. So they're capable of doing it.
Well, the Gophers leading the league in defense, total defense. They're second in rushing defense. They've given up average of 89 yards per game. Sandy, 83. Back to live action, 1st and 10. McGowan up over center. He's going back to pass, straight back. Good pocket. Fires out here to Smith. The boys chasing Smith. He gets away from the boys and slides out of bounds. Tried to make his cut, but couldn't quite make it. But it does stop the clock with 23 seconds left to go after a short gain down to about the 36-yard line. Gain of only, well, maybe a yard.
Yeah, that was a perfect example of Smith getting outside and getting some wheels there. You see the boys just couldn't quite bring him down.
Well, Smith gets outside like that, and with his strong running inside, it's going to be tough for the Raiders to stop Brian Smith.
Well, he's 6 foot, 190 pounds, and he's got some good wheels.
Yes, he does. 2nd down and 8. Give him a 2-yard pickup on that last play. Running trips to the left to give to Smith, and he's got nowheres to go. Nowheres to go for Brian Smith. Number 61, Dan Merzen, in there once again, and quickly the Gophers call timeout.
That was a big play by Reynolds.
Oh, they tried to get the Raiders sleeping. Here it is again, and there's number 61, Dan Merzen, going to wrap his arms around Smith and say, you ain't going nowhere, buddy. No gain on that play. 3rd down and 8. Big 3rd down here, coming down 17 seconds. The Gophers have one more timeout left in the first half. So a completion, they get the ball, get the chains moving, and they could possibly get another 2-3 plays in the rest of the first half here.
Yeah, they got a couple of good plays left. I think important thing is get the first down, get it down into the zone.
Well, they're trying to get the Raiders sleeping on the inside a little bit, trying to expose the inside once again, but that time Dan Merzen had no part of that one. Well, we're coming back up the line of scrimmage. Got to wait till the coaches get off the field here. Gophers running 2 receivers in tandem to the left. It's Gleason in the backfield. There's McGowan back, being chased. Polwich chasing him out of the pocket, comes up and is finally driven out of bounds. He crosses the 35-yard line. As number 84, Blake Robinson was chasing Jared McGowan and drove him out of bounds.
Yeah, they got to watch that. They're chewing up a lot of time. 6 seconds came off the board there. Got out of bounds, but, you know, they got to get that first down, and they got to get out of bounds quicker than that.
Well, that's going to be too far. It's way out of Kevin Skaggs' field goal range. It's 4th down and 7 here.
Yeah, they got nothing to lose. They got to get down there and get a first down.
Big passing situation here. Let's see. See if they try to get the Raiders snapping again. McGowan up over center. He's back to pass, straight back. Being chased. Gets it out to the right side. Now lets it fly downfield into the end zone. David Barron in there trying to knock the ball away.
Whoa.
And
touchdown.
Is it a touchdown?
Yes.
Holy Toledo. Oh,
my goodness, Hail Mary.
And I believe that was a tackle eligible play. And number 70, James Boss, came up with it. Jared McGowan looking, being chased out there. Mirzun tries him out of the pocket along with Robinson. He lets it fly down there. Barron tips the ball up, and number 70.
34. No, 34, Chapman.
James Boss, number 70, James Boss, hauled the ball in for the touchdown. So big play here at the end of the first half. Kevin Skaggs on to attempt the extra point. It's snapped, spotted, kicked, and it is good. And a dagger in the heart of the Reynolds Raiders, the last play at the end of the first half. And that's the end of the first 12 minutes. And we got a shocker going here. We got a shocker. The Gresham Gophers 14, the Reynolds Raiders nothing. And you're going to see this one once again coming up here. As McGowan, looking downfield, being chased by Mirzun out of the pocket, lets it fly down there. He's got a couple of 2-3 receivers down there. The ball's batted up by Chapman, and it's tough to tell from that angle. It's either Chapman or Voss that got the football. We'll try to get a number for you and get it back to you. But that's the end of the first half of play. And John, your thoughts on the exciting first half?
Well, you know, I tell you, I thought Reynolds was, you know, they played some good defense. You know, really, truly, except for that last little Hail Mary there, I think the ball should have been batted down. Good defensive play by Reynolds. I was a little disappointed. I was expecting a little bit more from their offense. Get down there, but, you know, you got to keep in mind Gresham is a stingy defensive team. So anyway, Gresham with the running game of Gleason and Smith looking very well and very solid tonight. Well,
Randy Wegner's one of his big fears has been answered tonight. He wanted to jump on the board early, take established control of the ball game, and the Raiders haven't been able to do that. You know, the big touchdown there. Now we'll see really what the Raiders are made of here as they come out in the second half. Boy, that is just a dagger in their heart. Boy, that doubles you over in pain, and you don't want to get up for a week after something like that.
Yeah, that's true, and I think that, you know, Reynolds having a couple week off, they're expecting a little bit more.
Well, we're going to take a timeout here. Timeout at the end of the first half. John and Scott will be back with halftime stats. We're at halftime here at Mount Hood College. The score is Gresham 14, Reynolds nothing. We'll be back after this. Timeout.
Hi, I want to welcome you back to Mount Hood Conference football 1995, where Gresham is leading Reynolds 14-0. I'm John Gailey, and Scott and me are gonna run over a few stats for you here tonight. League standings right now, as of week 5, Sandy leading with 4-1. They do have the forfeiture that's still in up in the air there. We should know something next week. Barlow's and Gresham Reynolds all at 3-1. David Douglas, Hood River Valley at 3-2. Centennial with 1 win, 3 losses, and Central Catholic and Park Rose rounding out the bottom with still not a win yet. The AP poll after week 5, no change in the top 2 spots. Marshfield, Roseburg, number 3 Ashland, number 4 Tualatin, number 5 Pendleton rounding out the top 5. Number 6 Grants Pass. We got number 7 Silverton, number 8 Willamette, and we got a tie this week with Bend and Jesuit. And also the Mount Hood Conference, we've got Sandy at number 12 and Gresham at number 15. The scoring leaders after week 5, we've got Morgan Nuno. No surprise, Hood River Valley with 81 points. He is 2nd in state for scoring leaders. Also, Dan Wynn from Barlow, 54 points, having a good year. Matt Campbell from Barlow also he's got 36 points. Brian Smith playing tonight here for Gresham's got 32 points. Jared Baker from Sandy with 30. Lionel Chapman also playing tonight with Gresham, 30 points, which is tied with Eric Hanna from David Douglas and Jacob Needy from Sandy. Okay, touchdown passes after week 5. Brandon Pack, Reynolds has got 6. Eric Hanna, David Douglas 5. Mike Malcolm, Sandy's got 5. Jared McGowan has 5 after week 5. He's got 1 tonight, bring him up to 6. Jim Alderson, Hood River Valley's got 4, along with Joey Harrington. Offensive stats after 5 games. Rushing, the average per game. Gresham tonight, after 5 games, is averaging 171 yards. Reynolds 122. Passing, Gresham's averaging 93 yards per game. Reynolds 123. So a total offense for Gresham of 264 and Reynolds at 245. Pretty close for both teams here tonight. Okay, and there you see the individual rushers. Offensive stats after 5 games. Individual patchers, Brandon Pack, he's got out of 45 completions out of 78 attempts for 491 yards. And Jared McGowan, Gresham, 18 completions out of 40 attempts for 371 yards. A little more bigger gains. And there you got the individual leaders. Defensive stats after 5 games. Rushing, Gresham being a little stingy there, 87. Reynolds allowing 148 yards on the ground. Passing, Gresham only allowing 98 yards, and Reynolds 127. You can see the totals there: 185 for Gresham, 275 for Reynolds. Anyway, we've got a couple quick stats here. Scott, you got some totals for like?
Yes, for Gresham we have a total of for McGowan, he's got 5 carries tonight with 18 yards. Smith, he's got 14 carries with 62 yards. Chapman has only carried the ball once for rushing, but it was a good carry for 15 yards. And Gleason, 4 attempts with 19 yards. We've had a total of McGowan passing 8 times with 4 completions and a total of 54 yards. What really bumped him up was that 28-yard touchdown.
Okay, well, we're going to take a short break here, and we'll be right back after this short timeout. Gresham leading 14-0 over Reynolds here at halftime.
She is one of America's toughest drug enforcement agents. Last year, she helped convict 90 drug dealers, seize several tons of crack and marijuana, and close down 10 major drug operations. She is a 68-year-old grandmother named Irma. She set up a community drug watch that is not only changing her neighborhood, but its future. There are many ways to help in your community. Call the Points of Light Foundation. Do something good. Feel something real.
Welcome back to Mount Hood College on a cool night for football here, and a shocker at the end of the first half when on 4th down and long with just a few seconds left to go in the first half, Jared McGowan hit Lionel Chapman on a tipped ball in the end zone, giving the Gresham Gophers a 14-0 lead. And John Reynolds coming out at halftime, they looked like they came up more fired up than Gresham was, a team that looked they were behind instead of being ahead.
Yeah, Jim, you're exactly right. Reynolds does need to come out here at halftime and get this momentum, set it, and get going and get some points on the board, and let Gresham know that you know, they're contenders here.
Well, they definitely got to establish it early. I think one big score early, midway through the third quarter, and they're going to be right back into this ball game. Coming into this ball game, the Reynolds Raiders come into the game.
Whoa!
Losing my stat sheet here for a moment, folks. The Raiders come into the game. They have given up over 275 yards per game, with nearly 130 of those through the air. Jared McGowan hasn't gone to the air that much tonight, except for that long touchdown pass to Chapman.
It was a 28-yard touchdown pass.
No, it's 28 yards. How many total yards has McGowan had thrown in the first half?
54 with 4 completions.
Yeah, he has 4 completions, 54 yards. Of course, the big one's 28 yards, so the other 3.
3 of them, I think, are to Chapman also.
Yeah, he's definitely using Lionel Chapman a lot. Well, next week, ball games, we'll have the big one here. We're doing Sandy, who could be either 5-1 or 6-0, depending on that appeal, on Monday. They'll be taking on the Barlow Bruins in a big game next week here at Mount Hood College. We'll be doing that one. Park Rose will be at Centennial, Central Catholic at Gresham, and Reynolds will be at David Douglas, with Hood River taking the bye that week. Our congratulations to Morgan Nuno, one of the top players of the week for the Oregonian. He had 286 yards in 29 carries last week in the Hood River big win last week against Central Catholic. And boy, that Morgan Nuno, he's some football player, John.
Yeah, he's having a great season. He's really carrying that Hood River Valley team on his shoulders.
Well, the Raiders will defend to go to the north. They'll be going from north to south. Kevin Skaggs will tee up the ball for Gresham, and back deep, David Barron, who tipped that ball up that Chapman caught in the end zone. Along with Hutchinson.
Oh,
just
my.
A pooch kick and a fair catch.
Oh, we've got some flags.
Oh, yeah, and a smart.
You can't do that.
No. And I'll tell you, that was a real smart heads-up play by the receiver on the kickoff. I didn't get a number on that, but
I think it was 61, Jim.
Number 61, Dan Mirzen, catching that pop. It gives Reynolds good field position, and they take it 1st and 10. And
well, I think they're going to be inside Gresham territory here.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's going to be a personal foul. No, it's not even a personal foul. It'll just be you got to give that man, when he signals for that fair catch, you got to give him room to catch the football. And he had no room to catch the football, and was drilled, fortunate to hold on to the football.
Yeah, they got to give him a little bit of zone there.
Catch interference here, declined, 1st down.
Well, they talked it over and decided to decline it, so a little surprise. Here's the last play at the end of the first half. John, you got this one.
Well, here's McGowan. He's rolling around the side, and he's under pressure, and he just throws up a little Hail Mary pass, tipped by Reynolds, and it looks like Lionel Chapman did come down with it.
Here come the Raiders. Back to live action, 1st and 10. A pitch out here to who is that? Is that Heimbach? No, Heimbach's on the sideline.
Barron, number 10.
David Barron back in the ball, still in the ball game, as we haven't seen Mark Heimbach since he got the wind knocked out of him midway through the 2nd quarter. No gain on that play, or a short gain on the play, rather.
Well, it looks like they were trying to spread that. I think at halftime they had to readjust and kind of get their offense going around Barron now that Heimlich's out on the receivers here, and get him out in the open. 2nd
down 9. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. That's Hutchinson. Here's Pack with a good play action fake. Looking over the middle. Hudson, he's got him. He's got 25-20. He's going to go into the end zone. 10, 5, touchdown Reynolds. And there's that big play I was talking about, John.
Yeah, I tell you, Jim, Reynolds, the last time we saw him, they did the same darn thing. They come out at halftime and got a big play to get him back right in the game early.
Matt Hutchinson, 5'9", 170-pound senior, and a big play for Reynolds starting off the 2nd half. And Brandon Pack on a beautiful play-action fake. Faked the ball in the line to Barron, and it dropped back and led Hutchinson beautifully over the middle on that post pattern. Hutchinson wide open, and he took it the rest of the way himself. A big touchdown play. That covered, how many yards you got there, Scott?
About 57 yards for that touchdown.
57-yard touchdown play. So
2 plays, a run, and all pass.
A big pass.
I thought I saw, these guys are fired up. I thought, they were shooting some steam out there and stuff, but, you know, I think the temperature's dropping a little bit.
Well, Matt Hutchinson coming on for the extra point. They were going to go for 2, decide to go for 1. A snap, high snap, the spot, the kick, and it's going to be way off. Is it good? Yeah, it got through.
It got through. I think it squibbed just inside the right-hand goalpost there.
Boy, just barely got through into that one as Hutchinson drilling it through and cuts that deficit from 14-0 to 14-7. So Reynolds comes out here with a big strike of their own to start the second quarter and now trail 14-7.
Well, I think the big thing here to look at this thing, you know, with the big touchdown coming at the end of the game there, end of the first half there for Gresham. Reynolds comes right back. Only 40 seconds are been ticked off the clock here, and they're right back in the ball game within 7 points.
Well, they came down from their halftime talk with head coach Randy Wigner and company down the stairs, and they were fired up. They were jumping around. They ran through that banner that the student body had out there, and they were fired up. Well, I tell you, they've showed it so far, and they look like a completely different team coming out here now. They're right back into this ball game.
Yeah, those 2 cheerleaders they ran over really know it too.
Didn't get the number of that truck, did they?
No, sure did.
Well, Nat Hutchinson will tee the ball up, and I think kind of a mistake by Gresham. Again, they tried to get Reynolds sleeping as they tried to do that little pooch kick, try to get it bouncing around where they could come in and make the recovery. But Dan Merzen, very smart, Merzen, 6'1", 195-pound senior, calling for that fair catch, gave him good field position. And 2 plays later, they struck with a big 57-yard touchdown pass.
Well, I tell you, they gave Brandon Pack enough time to throw the ball, and I think that's going to be another key to Reynolds getting back into this one.
Hutchinson tees it up. Here he comes. Going to let it fly, and he sets it right down the middle. It's going to be Lionel Chapman. Takes it about the 20. Comes out to the right side, tries to take it down the middle, and he is hit. And let me tell you, folks, Reynolds is fired up. Number 86, Aaron Holwich, in there on the stop.
Yeah, there's no question about that, Jim. He came all the way around down the sideline and snuck in the back door to make that tackle.
Boy, sit back and enjoy this one. It's going to be a good one here in the second half. There's going to be no holds barred in this one here in the second half. The Gophers have it. 1st and 10, just under 11 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. McGowan on the quick count. Gives it to Gleason. Tough to tell if it's Gleason or Smith.
39-32.
No, it's 32. Brian Smith.
For a couple.
Not much, about 3 yards on the play to bring up 2nd down and 7. So we'll see if Gresham tries to establish that running game that they had in the first half. Scott, what do you have for Brian Smith in the first half rushing?
Brian Smith for the first half has 14 carries with 62 yards.
He's definitely been the workhorse for the Gresham Gophers tonight. 2nd down, 7. McGowan, back split. McGowan. Back, looking downfield and way overshoots his man. The pass was intended for 89, Mike Donovan, but number 86, Aaron Holwich, in there to defend on the play. But the pass was badly overthrown, about 7, 8, 9 yards.
Well, it looks like McGowan just loaded a little bit too much gunpowder in that shot there. He's got a great arm.
He certainly does. I remember the first week of the season, he had Chapman on about a 70-yard throw. He threw that ball a good 70 yards in the air, but led Chapman just a little bit too far on that particular play. But it just shows how good an arm he does have. Here we go, 3rd down, 7. McGowan on a handoff to Smith, and he's got nowhere to go. Number 74, Johnny Griffith, in there on the big stop. And the Raiders are definitely fired up. Boy, a lot more than they were at the beginning of the ball game, John.
Boy, Jim, it would be scary to see Reynolds put together 2 good halves.
Oh.
They're a strong second half team this year, and boy, they could put that first half together before they get warmed up. They could be very dangerous.
This is kind of what they did to Hood River too, and then they had that big costly fumble late in the game that cost them the game when they were driving deep into Hood River territory. Let's see, we got something going on here now. The ball snapped to Chapman, gets a good block, gets away, a high twisting kick. Coming up to take the fair catch is Hutchinson. He takes it right at the 46-yard line. So not much on that kick at all, as the Raiders have it 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line.
Boy, Gresham had about 5 guys around Hutchinson there, just waiting for him to do a little fumbleina.
They were ready to pounce on that one, weren't they? 9:25 left to go. Third quarter, 14-7 Gresham. Two receivers out to the left. Number 86, Aaron Holwich and Tony Du Bois. Matt Hutchinson to the right. Here's a draw play to Barron coming over off the left tackle, and he's wrapped up after a short gain. In on the tackle, number 64, Rob Smith, and number 61, David Chase. A gain of about 2, second down and 8 for the Raiders. David Barron comes out of the ball game. And no, Heimbeck's still not in there. Let's see who's in there for him. Number 35, Hawk Blackburn in the ball game for the Raiders. There's a fake handoff to Hawkburn. Pack rolling out the way, right, gets away from one man, fires, completes it to Du Bois.
Oh, yeah.
And Josh Reiner in on the stop on that one. And it's going to be a gain to about the 45-yard line.
I tell you, Tony Du Bois did a great job hanging on to that ball there, as you see, as he comes down there and gets really popped here as he receives the ball.
Josh Reiner in on a stop for Du Bois. A gain to about the 45-yard line, and it was good for a first down. No, they're going to measure. Let's check that. They're going to measure. It's close to the first down.
Just a formality, I think.
Think so? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. They got about half the football. So Tony Du Bois, 5'11", 175-pound senior, gets the first down for the Raiders. Brandon Pack checking over from Coach Randy Wegner and company. See what they want to do here. As it appears that Reynolds coming out and opening up the field by Pack throwing the football now.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to with Heimbeck out. They're going to have to rely on those wide receivers they've got.
Three receivers to the left. Blackburn in the backfield. Blackburn shifts a little bit now. Here's Pack. He's going to give it to Blackburn. Blackburn comes up the middle, and he gets across the 40-yard line for a nice gain on that play of about 6-7 yards.
Well, Jimmy wasn't even touched for the first 7 yards. Great hole by the Reynolds Raiders offensive line there.
Watch this hole open up. He gets a big hole open up there. Number 53 made a nice block. That was Chris Merrill.
Got one little hand in there to shake him on through, but hey, nice running.
Gain of 6 on that. Second down, 4. Reynolds coming down. Two receivers, trips to the left again. The handoff to Blackburn.
Fumble.
He fumbles it ahead and picking the ball up for Gresham. I believe that's number 21, Zach Kuda. As Blackburn just lost the handle. Never really had the handle on that one as he went into the line. Thumbed the ball straight ahead, and Kuda just picked it up and fell on it. Here it is. He never really had the handle on it. Dropped the football, kicked it ahead, and Kuda made the fumble recovery.
Well, you can tell there's a little bit of a timing thing there. Wasn't quite... I think they got a little bit of jump, just wasn't right there at the perfect timing like was the regular starter.
Well, I just really wonder how hurt Heimbeck really must be hurt a little more than we thought. Here's a pitch out here to Smith. Gresham with the ball, 1st and 10, and Smith comes around the left side and is driven out of bounds. Rob Ritchie, along with Mark Heimbeck, who's in there defensively, drove him out of bounds.
Well, that might be a sign. He wasn't in there last defensive series. Maybe they're saying, hey, he's probably saying, I can play, coach.
There you go. Second down and about 4. Pick up a 6 on that play. It'll be interesting to see if Gresham tries to pound it right into Reynolds' middle like they were in the first half. Or they'll try to open it up a little bit. Here's McGowan. Gleason and Smith in the backfield. A glid to Smith, coming over right tackle. And he takes it out close to the first down. Going to be near the 41-yard line. And it will be a first down. Gain of 5 on the play to bring up 1st and 10 with 7 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Seems like time's going just a little bit slower this half.
Yeah.
The first half seemed like it was only, first quarter seemed like it was only 5 minutes long.
Yeah, it's definitely moving along. No two ways about that. Passing will do that for you.
Yeah.
There's McGowan. 2 backs in the backfield. Gleason and Smith in the eye. Again to Smith. Smith up the middle, gets away from one man, but can't get away from Ryan Avery.
First down.
Boy, Smith got away from Avery. He was going to be long gone. And like I said earlier, John, they trying to bust it up the middle. Here's Smith taking right up the middle, and Avery gets that leg tackle and drags Smith down, but another first down.
Well, you could tell on that replay there that Heimbeck is not moving at 100%.
No, he isn't.
I think he would have been full strength. He would have stopped that probably back there a little bit farther, Jim.
Ball right at midfield, 1st and 10 for the Gophers. Ball just into Reynolds territory. Backs in the eye. Here's McGowan. He's back. He's looking deep. He's looking deep. Flyers. And it is incomplete and nearly intercepted. Matt Hutchinson read that one very nicely. Cut right in front of Lionel Chapman. The ball was underthrown just a hair. And Hutchinson had it in his hands but couldn't hold on.
Jim, I think he was thinking touchdown.
He certainly was. Here's McGowan looking, has a lot of time to throw. Fires pass intended for Chapman, the speed demon. Hutchinson had it in his hands but couldn't quite hold on. That would have been a big turnover. 2nd down 10 for the Gophers. McGowan, 2 receivers to the right. A handoff to Smith, and Smith pounds the ball into Raider territory down to the 45-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
Well, Reynolds needs to have a good defensive stand here. 3rd and we'll call it long. If they can stop him here, they can get back in. 3rd and halfway. How's that?
third and half.
3rd and a half. It's kind of long, but it's kind of short. Okay.
Scott, what kind of passing stats do you have for McGowan tonight?
McGowan has 10 attempts with 4 completions and 54 yards.
3rd down 5. Everybody's jumping around there. I don't know if the Raiders got back or not.
No, I think they did a little encroachment there. I think they made a little contact with Gresham.
That could very well give them a 1st down.
You can get over and get back without any touchies. But you do a little touchies, it's going to cost you.
Little touchy there.
We've got a lot of requests for what is a touchy. That's where there's contact made in the layman term. Civilian term, so excuse me.
A dead ball, offsides on the defense, does not result in a 1st down. 3rd down.
No touchies, offsides. There we go. 3rd down and short, real short, less than a yard. Ball right on the 40-yard line. They just have to get it about another foot. And McGowan's going to take it straight ahead, and he has the 1st down, just like he did on the touchdown. Quick count, just took it right at the gut. Nothing fancy, got the 2-3 yards. Easy 1st down down the 36-yard line. Coming in this ball game now, McGowan was averaging just 37.5% on his completions. Had only 1 touchdown, but he's got another one tonight on the pass to Chapman, so his 2nd touchdown pass of the year. And he's 4 for 10, as Scott said, for 40%, so he's hitting right at his average.
I think he's trying to go, he's got a lot of big gainers.
1st and 10. There's McGowan, straight ahead handoff. Not much running room that time. And once again, Brian Smith on the carry. No gain, I'll give him a yard.
Oh, you're so generous.
Thank you. Gain of a yard, 2nd down 9. John Gleason checks into the game, replacing Jared Latu for the Gophers. Raiders can turn this thing around here, stop the Gophers. They can really get the momentum back here that they lost on that fumble. Let's see, here's McGowan. He's back to pass. He's looking. He's got good protection again. Letting it fly for Chapman, and David Barron out there with him.
Ooh.
And probably the 2 fastest young men on this field tonight. They're going one-on-one, and the pass is underthrown, incomplete.
I tell you, that was good defense. Getting a little close there, a little borderline there. You're going to see here.
Here's again McGowan getting excellent protection. Gets good block from Gleason as he lets it fly out there. I think he wanted Chapman to cut a little bit sooner than he did. And the pass was thrown incomplete.
Yeah, I think he got away with just a little bit, but I don't think no harm done there.
3rd down now. Pitch out here to Smith, and he takes it around the 35 to near the 30-yard line. It's going to be well short of the 1st down. So Raiders apparently may have held, and it'll be 4th down with about 4 yards to go. It's the ball right at the 31-yard line, and a big play right here for the Raiders with 3:50 left to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, it seems like Gresham getting down inside the 40-yard line. They tend to have been going fourth and short, fourth and, going for the first down. I think, they're thinking they punt it. Hey, at least give it a stab.
Here we go. 4th down, 4. Big, big, big play right here. Big play. Here, backs in the eye. Chapman to the right. Here's the handoff. Fake handoff to McGowan, and the pass is complete to Anderson. He has him at the 20, and he's finally driven down at about the 17-yard line. A good play-action fake by Jared McGowan, and he hit number 80, Dave Anderson, over the right side for the first down. Good play-action fake. Faked out our cameraman, too. Hit Anderson coming across, and Anderson took the ball. David Barron in on the tackle along with Matt Hutchinson. But a big first down for the Gophers, and again, they're in the red zone of Reynolds, down to the 16.
Well, I think, the Reynolds coaches, players are all thinking, Gresham's going to go with their bread and butter right down the middle, get the first down. And then Gresham mixed it up very well on that one.
Yes, they did. 1st and 10, 16-yard line. Anderson comes out to the left, full house backfield. A give to number 82. That is Chip Bedford, and Bedford takes it down across the 10 down to about the 8-yard line. So nothing fancy, straight ahead power. Gain of about 7, 2nd down and 3. And again, the Gophers knocking on the door. Number 88, Bo Drews checks in the game, and Dave Anderson will go out for Gresham. And the Raiders need to put those chin straps on a little bit tighter and see if they can stop them. Full house backfield again. Going with that full house field. Here's Smith coming off the right tackle, and he is gang tackle as he gets across about the 7. A gain of a yard on that play. 3rd down and 2 coming up.
I tell you, Reynolds is doing a good job stopping the lateral movement of Gresham. They're trying to get out around the outside corner, and they're doing good and holding their positions.
They just got to keep it going. They've been on the defense has been on the field a lot of this third quarter. Coming in the game, Lionel Chapman for the Gophers, checking out number 82, Chip Bedford. Chapman being as a flanker to the right side, out to the left is Smith. There's Smith coming up the middle, and he goes straight on through for the touchdown. And quick hitter for Brian Smith, and Brian Smith, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, took it right over right tackle for the touchdown. So the Gophers strike right back, and they had that 13 and will try to make a 14-point lead. And here Smith once again gets a good block the inside from Gleason. Interior line led by number 70, James Voss. Bus Smith in the end zone. Skaggs attempt the extra point on the hold of McGowan. Here's a snap, low snap, gets it down, the kick is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field, 1:17 left to go in the third quarter, and the Gophers on a nice long drive that consumes some 6.5 minutes, take it down and take it in the end zone on the 7-yard run by 8-yard run by Brian Smith, gives them a 21-7 lead.
I think that, Jim, on that play there, Reynolds weren't quite set with the play, and Gresham going with the quick count, getting the play started early, I think caught him sleeping.
Just a reminder, next week we'll have Sandy and Barlow here at Mount Hood. Our first look at Sandy this year, and Sandy's been putting up some impressive numbers. And like I mentioned before, they'll have the decision Monday on the appeal on that possible forfeited ball game. Otherwise, they'd be perfect for the season. Looking forward to seeing the Sandy Pioneers next week.
Well, I tell you, I'm really excited, looking forward to next week also. I think we're going to be in for a really good game. We've got a good game going here tonight.
Yes, we do. Barlow taking on Central Catholic across town. Barlow coming in tonight's action 3-1. Their only league loss was to Gresham in the first week of the season in that Kansas playing overtime. Kevin Skaggs will tee the ball up for the Gophers. Back deep will be David Barron and number 24, Wes Perrine. And let's see if the Raiders can get that momentum back. Skaggs sends it high, twisting kick And we got whistles and
Flags,
stoppage of play.
offsides probably on Gresham.
Yeah, looks like they jumped a little bit soon.
Little anxious to get on down there.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
Dead ball, encroachment on the white.
Encroachment.
Encroachment, offsides.
So I'm moving back 5, so Raiders might end up with some decent field position here on this kickoff. Skaggs has had a tough time getting that ball deep tonight.
Yeah, he's kind of got under him a couple times. Start the second half. He got him about a 10-yarder. Gave Reynolds excellent field position to start the second half.
Well, we have virtually no wind here tonight. It is kind of cool. I say temps in the low to mid 40s. No wind, so the wind's not a factor. John, you were down on the field before the ball game started. How's the field condition look to you?
The field's in really good shape. Surprisingly, with all the rain that we've had this week, field dried out real nice.
Here's Skaggs, and he's going to send it out to the right. And again, calling for the fair catch. This time it's going to be number 80, Gerald Philpott. Going to call for fair catch, and he takes it. And again, Raiders will have great field position once again.
They're going to have to move Barron up there to the front line on these kickoffs. Yeah. Give him a chance to get some running back here.
Again, playback times for Mount Hood Community College football 1995. This Reynolds and Gresham game, Sunday, October 15th at 9:30 p.m., Saturday, October 21st, 7 p.m., and for you late ones, on Channel 11 at 1:30.
Here we go again, Barron and Pack on the pitch to Barron, coming out to the right side, and Gleason gets away from John Gleason, but can't get away from a couple of the Gresham Gophers, led by number 25, Conrad Kuda. Takes it up to about the 48-yard line.
1:30 p.m., excuse me. Thursday, October 19th on Channel 11. This game will be televised.
Right on.
Second down 5. Another give to Barron coming over to the left side. Sprints it out to the outside, and nice tackle by Nick Kralds. Kralds, who wasn't even supposed to play tonight, did a nice job of stringing out Barron, tried to make him cut back, and was right there waiting for him. So again, another short gain will bring up third down.
I think Barron.
Here's Barron coming over, and watch Kralds coming up there, stringing out nicely, shed the block of Aaron Holwich, and made the tackle. Nice play by Kralds. Kralds, 6'2", 175-pound senior, made the play that time.
Well, Barron's getting quite the workout tonight, probably more than he's used to.
Yes, he is. Third down and about a yard to go for the first down. Barron the only back. Hutchinson and Du Bois to the right side, with Robinson as the tight end. Barron is, he is drilled hard. He was drilled hard, folks.
That was a brick wall right there.
There it certainly was.
That was a brick wall in the neutral zone.
Oh, here it is again. And I didn't catch who that was, but drilled Barron. And that's going to end the third.
Several.
Yeah, several guys got in there. That's going to end the third quarter. Look at the scoreboard. Got 12 more minutes left to go in this one. It's the Gresham Gophers 21 and the Reynolds Raiders 7. And John, after the Raiders struck early, first minute of that third quarter, they have had a hard time trying to get something going offensively.
Well, they've put together, a couple of good drives. They've had some situations where, they couldn't capitalize on a 3rd and long and keep the ball going down the field. But, they've got 12 minutes. They're only down by 14. They're not out of this ball game. As you can see, they can strike fast and hard and be right back in this ball game in no time.
Scott, what do you got for Brian Smith in rushing? He's got to be getting up to the 80, 90-yard mark tonight, hasn't he?
Brian Smith has 107 yards with 24 carries.
Boy.
He's doing well.
Third week in a row is over 100 yards.
He's definitely been the focus for the Gophers.
Well, I think that's Gleason that had the 100 yards.
Here's 4th down 2. And it's Barron in the middle of the line, and I don't think he got it. I think he's going to be short, and that's going to be... It's close. It's close.
Hard to see from here in this angle.
It'll be very, very close. Jared McGowan says, we got it for Gresham, and now the officials are going to measure just to make sure.
Barron looks like he's a little hurt here.
Yeah, David Barron.
Gresham is not cutting any slack there for Reynolds running backs.
Matt Hutchinson over there helping David Barron, trying to walk this off. And it's going to be short. It's going to be short by a good foot or so. So the Gophers hold and take over 1st and 10 with great field position. Here's Barron trying to take it right up the middle, but number 80, Dave Anderson, among others, stops him for just a very short gain. He's going to be short of the 1st down.
And that was a good spot, too.
Excellent spot. 1st and 10 for the Gophers from the 48-yard line. And if they can score one here, boy, that would just about do it for the Raiders tonight, I believe.
Nail in the old coffin.
Nailed it. Big nail in the coffin. Here's McGowan, gives it to guess who? Brian Smith coming up the middle, following his blockers, takes it across midfield into Raider territory, down to about the 47-yard line. So Smith, who has over 100 yards once again this week, continues to pile up the yardage. Now, Chris is going to talk. Oh, we got a penalty here.
Well, I tell you, we're having trouble seeing those flags.
On the offense, repeat 1st down.
Yep.
It looks like a little illegal motion or something.
Yeah, a little motion penalty there. So instead of that nice gain by Smith, that's wiped out. We'll bring up 1st down and 15. Ball back to the 43-yard line of Gresham. Number 80, Dave Anderson, coming in for Mike Donovan with the play that they're going to run. Full house backfield. Smith, Chapman, and Gleason all in the backfield. McGowan takes the handoff, running the option, going to pitch it to Chapman. Chapman coming around the left side, takes across midfield, and is driven out of bounds by number 21, Matt Hutchinson. But that Chapman showed his speed on that particular play as they're running option to the left side and decided to pitch it out to Chapman. Here's Chapman again. McGowan decides to pitch it to Chapman. Chapman uses that sprinter speed out there and is finally driven out by Hutchinson. But again, a nice gain on that play. Gives him a 1st down. As Chapman, 5'11", 160-pound senior, takes it down into Raider territory. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. McGowan, inside handoff to Smith, and he takes it across the 40 down about the 35-yard line. So another nice gain on that play.
Well, Gresham's definitely staying with their strong suit here, running.
Yeah, they're definitely rushing the football hard tonight. No two ways about that.
It looks like Smith's carrying the ball just a little bit more than Gleason is probably used to doing.
Yes.
So it's good to see a little balance there. They've got some big weapons there in the backfield.
4-yard pickup last play, 2nd down, 6. McGowan, handoff up the middle to Smith. No, excuse me, it's not Smith, number 82. That is Chip Bedford, and Bedford takes it close to the 1st down.
Well, I tell you, you don't see Bedford much, but when he does get the ball, he does something with it. I mean, he's got a few carries here, at least over 5 yards.
6 foot, 175-pound senior Chip Bedford takes it up the middle, bring up 3rd down and about a yard, about 5-yard pickup on the last play. Clock running down, 10:15 left to go. Now we got a timeout on the field, and I believe that's Gresham calling the timeout.
It's funny seeing the huddle there, and they've got all the steam coming, like they got a little campfire in the middle of the huddle there.
Yeah. Smoke signals.
Yeah.
Just to give you guys an idea what Gresham is doing as far as defense, they have only allowed 148 yards total rush pass of Reynolds, and 57 of those yards was that touchdown pass.
Ooh.
To Hutchinson, number 21.
Well, last week, Parkrose had ready for this, minus 27 yards rushing in the game last week.
Wow.
I mean, that is pretty impressive. Because Parkrose is rebuilding and is struggling, but when you hold a team under positive yardage for a game, you're doing quite a job, let me tell you.
Well, I tell you, Gresham has a solid defense, and all around they got good secondary, good linemen. They work well together and communicate well.
Well, there's a reason they've been perennial league champs the last few years, and that's one of the reasons. 3rd down and short. Full house backfield, and we got a little jumping on the line.
There.
Yep.
Yeah, encroachment in the neutral zone.
That's going to cost them 5.
We have a dead ball offside on the defense, which results in a first down, 5-yard penalty.
That certainly does result in the first down. No two ways about that.
Well, that's about the third or fourth call. They're just a little bit jumpy.
Now the Raiders trying to get back into it. They know their backs are up against the wall. If the Gophers score here, it could almost be turning out the lights.
Well, usually what causes the defense to do that is some real hard counts. You know, some real, you know, it causes them to go. And it looks like McGowan's using that well tonight.
Heavy voice inflicted. 1st and 10 from the 28. McGowan back to pass. Play action fake.
Wide
Scott is
open.
man out there, incomplete. Pass was intended for number 88. Bo Drews had Drews out there. Threw a touchdown pass. Drews a lot like that last week, but led Drews, 6 foot, 170-pound senior, just a tad too far. McGowan, good play action fake again. Straight back has Drews wide open out there. Number 25, Ryan Avery defending, but just overshot him just a little bit. So bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 28-yard line.
Yeah, McGowan knew where he was going with that time he hiked the ball. He just stepped back and threw it right for that first inside cone there.
I've been really impressed with McGowan the times we've seen him this year. He's really impressed with just a junior. Here's McGowan rolling out to the right. He's going to pitch it to Smith. Smith bobbles the football. We got a fumble. And
I think Smith got it back.
Smith's diving for the football. Also dives number 77, John Merzen, but Smith seemed to hang on.
77, John Merzen. I think his eyes were probably wide open on that one.
Here's McGowan coming out here. He doesn't get a real good pitch from Smith, from McGowan. And that looked like McGowan that came and got back on the football.
Boy, saw the football land on the ground. It's like he almost didn't know what to do with it. I mean, it's like, my goodness, is that it?
And they even got a yard on the play. 3rd down, 9 now. Out to the left side is Bo Drews. Full house backfield like it's been all of this second half. Straight ahead to Brian Smith, and Brian Smith is going to be short of the first down, but he gets him down a little bit closer, and we'll see if Kevin Skaggs will come on now to try a field goal, or they'll just keep trying to pound it down.
Well, I think they, you know.
Here it is again. Smith going up the middle. Got tripped up. Short gain of about 4 to bring up 4th down and 4. Play coming in from the bench. They're going to go for it. Dave Anderson bringing in the play from the bench. So 4th down, 4. Ball right around the 25, 24-yard line.
Yeah, I think that, you know, they get inside the 15 to 10, you know, probably at 27, 25, 30-yard.
Yeah, we got flags all over the place. I think we're going to get too much time on that. Yes, we do.
Yep.
Now, that may change the thinking a little bit. As the ball's moved back to the 29. Field goal here would be about 46 yards, and I think that
We have a dead ball delay on the offense, 4th down.
I think that'll be just a little bit out of Kevin Skaggs' range, so I think that no doubt we'll go ahead and go for this one.
You know, it seems like, you know, got 8 minutes left in the game, you know, going for it, but it might, you know, it might be a good little advantage. Just kick her down there in the corner and let Reynolds dig themselves out.
Now they're going to go for it. Full house backfield. Chapman, Smith, and Gleason in the backfield behind McGowan, and give to Smith. Smith coming over to the left side is going to be well short of the first down. And the Raiders, in a moral victory, if nothing else, holds Gresham and will take over 1st and 10 at about their own 21, 22-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Jim, you know, knocking off 9 yards in one play, you know, it's going to take a big play. And, you know, I'm surprised that, you know, Gresham didn't try to nudge that one down the corner. Well, actually, Parkrose got good field position now.
1st and 10 for the Raiders from the 21-yard line. Pack back to pass.
Oh.
And he doesn't have much place to go as a whole host of them, led by, looked like number 49, Jason Vanderpool, in there on the stop.
Well, it looks like he saw somebody open. Looks like he had a receiver. He stayed real well right there in the pocket. Just held his ground, and then all of a sudden, here comes somebody.
Yep. He got hit by quite a few people.
Yeah, 89 was in there for Gresham.
Mike Donovan in there on the
44
stop.
also.
Along with Jesse Halton. Here's back. They go right in the spread. Hutchinson out to the right. Fake handoff, they're coming hard. Pack fires, and it is caught. Nice catch in there by Du Bois. Here goes Du Bois. He's across midfield. He tries to step to the inside, and Zach Kuda drops it down, but a nice completion once again. So Reynolds taken to the air.
Oh, I tell you, that was a great catch. Boy, he's got some good hands on that, Tony Du Bois.
Yeah, here it is again as Brandon Pack back to throw. Looks, fires, and hits Du Bois. And Du Bois comes over, big play for the Reynolds Raiders. Takes them down, 1st and 10, right at the 40-yard line. Big pass play, covered some 50 yards.
Almost caught that in full stride, but I tell you, you got it going back there pretty well.
38-yard pickup on that play, 1st and 10. There's a handoff to Barron, gets away from one man, spins away from another, and then is dropped as he gets it back to the line of scrimmage. He's got maybe a couple, as he did all he could to get away from the on-rushers, and John Gleason finally drops him. Gain of 2. Here's Barron as Jared Latou has him for a minute. Couldn't quite get away from, did get away from him rather, and John Gleason comes up to make the stop. Gain of a yard, 2 yards on that play, 2nd down and 8.
I'd sure like to see a quick little screen pass out to Brand there.
Here is that screen pass, and it is complete to number 86, Aaron Holwidge. Tight end screen. And we got a flag on the play, and that's going to be rough in the passer. No shoot way out.
Uh-oh.
Jared Latou coming in there and trying to get back, but got there a little bit late and dropped back, and that's going to add on some key yardage there and give the Raiders another big 1st down.
Well, I tell you, this might be what Reynolds needed. Get him down the field, get back in the ball game. Things are going their way.
Bring up 1st down and 10.
Hate to see the penalties, but heck fire.
There you go.
Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense, 15 yards, automatic 1st down.
Jared Latou in there on that late hit to quarterback Brandon Pack. 1st and 10 from the 22. Let's see what the Raiders can come up with here. Holwidge comes out to the near side along with Hutchinson and Du Bois into flanker. Fake kid to Barron, trying to go for that quick screen, and Barron just didn't quite turn around quick enough. And I'll tell you something, if John Gleason had got one more step in there, he could have grabbed that ball and he would have been long gone, because he had 80 yards of clear sailing down the sidelines.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, it looks like Reynolds likes that little, weak sideline over there, with the 1 receiver instead of going with the 3, but that's a scary one.
Tight end screen is really tough. You really have to execute that well, and probably in the pro game, the Niners probably do that better than anyone. The Young and Brent Jones doing that. A little tough to do here at this level. 2nd down 10. Pack. 3 trips running, trips to the left. Here's a pitch out to the outside. This is Blackburn. Blackburn across the 20, takes it down to about the 15-yard line. Hawk Blackburn, 5'10", 195-pound senior, getting a lot of work tonight. Takes it down to the 15-yard line. So Reynolds are now in Gresham's red zone. And there is again a pitch out here to Blackburn. He takes it down for a nice run down to the 15-yard line. And you got to wonder what the injury is to Mark Heimbuch. We have not seen him on the offensive side the whole 2nd half.
Well, he tried a few defensive things.
Here's a pitch to Barron. Barron coming back, looking for the option pass. Now he's going to take off with the football, and he has gain of about a yard, maybe 2. It's going to be short of the 1st down. Number 25, Conrad Kuda, coming up and making the stop, as it looks like it was going to be an option pass. He rolled out to the right, was looking downfield. It looked like he was looking for Tony Du Bois, but Du Bois is well covered. Here it is again, Barron looking downfield. It was Matt Hutchinson who he was looking for. Decided to take it and run himself, trying to get the 1st down, but he's going to be about a yard short. And it'll bring up 4th down and a yard. And now the Raiders are knocking on the door, and if they can get in here with just under 5 minutes left to go in the ball game, they can make a ball game out of this one.
I think one good fake pump there, he would have probably got that 1st down.
Here's the pitch out to Barron. He's being chased. He's got the 1st down, though. David Barron used that speed.
Yes, he does.
John Gleason drug him down, but it's going to be a 1st down. He got to 11. All he had to do was get to about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, Jim, he knew where he had to be, and he made that little extra effort. You can see as he gets out the outside, he's running away from Gleason there. Gets 1st down.
David Barron, 6 foot, 180-pound senior. A lot of changes in the interior line now for Gresham. Again, trips to the right. Barron the only back in the backfield, and Brandon Pack's going to take a timeout. The timeout on the field, 4:34 left to go in the ball game. Gresham 21 and Reynolds 7. And the Raiders, John, if they can come in and put this one in the end zone, get an extra point, they're right back in this ball game, and we could have a nail biter down to the end here.
But yeah, you know, time is getting a little bit short. I think both teams got all their timeouts left, and I think that's going to be a key down the stretch. But Reynolds needs to get it in here, and they need to fire quickly and get back on offense as soon as possible.
Just want to take a moment to thank Terry Brown over at Gresham High School and Jerry Ulmer from the Outlook newspaper, Gresham Outlook, for supplying the stats for tonight's ball game, and Scott Junker doing an excellent job on the game stats. So thank you to one and all, doing an excellent job, supplying us with the info that we need to help put on this broadcast. Do a good job. A big first down coming up here for the Raiders. Again, they're running trips to the right. Reynolds coming up. They have one timeout left in the ball game. Here's back to pass. Being chased, fires, completes it to Blackburn, and Blackburn gets to about the 5-yard line, and he bobbled that ball, and I was surprised he was able to hold on to it.
Yeah, that was a great execution there, just to hang on to that football.
Here's the Gens. Watch number 82 and number 61 for Gresham coming in there. David Chase and Chip Bedford coming in there trying to knock the ball away. And Blackburn did everything he could to hold on to the football. So gain of 6 on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 4. 4.5. Trips to the left now. Blackburn again, the only back in the backfield. 3-step drop. Fires for Hutchinson. Incomplete. And Nick Crawls had a shot at intercepting him, but couldn't quite get it in time. The pass was intended for Matt Hutchinson, had him about the 3-yard line.
Well, I think Pack's view, looking over the line there, he had to get the ball kind of up with some people right there in his face with some arms up.
Brandon Pack, 6'1", 185-pound senior. 3rd down, 5. 4.5, 5 yards.
Yeah, I'd say that.
For the touchdown, about 6 yards for the, for the first down, and 6 yards for the touchdown. And we got movement all over the place. And that's going to move the Raiders back as they're
false start.
Yep. Right side of that offensive line for the Raiders, just a little bit over anxious on their blocking assignments. Well, that's going to cost them 5, and I'll take it back to about the 10-yard line with still 3rd down play.
We have a dead ball, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. They've already used up a minute since they've got the 1st and goal. You know, that clock is becoming their own worst enemy now.
Well, it sure is. The clock continues to run. 3:40 left to go in the ball game.
They only got one timeout left.
Brandon Pack brings up the line. Quick snap. He fakes the handoff and driving him back. Number 82, Chip Bedford, drops Brandon Pack for a big loss on the play, all the way back to the 18, 19-yard line. Now they're going to mark it at the 16-yard line. Here's again Pack trying to roll out to the right, and Bedford just corralled him and dropped him for the big loss. Big play. 4th down. Here's your ball game right here, folks. Reynolds can put it in here. They got a chance. They don't. It's pretty much turn out the lights. The party could be over.
Yeah, there's that name again, Chip Bedford, coming in there, you know, with a big play again. You know, he's got a couple big plays on offense, and now he comes in with a big defensive play.
Here we go, 4th down. Brandon Pack up over center. One back in the backfield, Blackburn. He's back. He gets good protection. He's firing. He's got Hutchinson, and it's underthrown just a tad. He had Hutchinson trying to come back, but Pack underthrew him just a tad, and the Gophers take over. Pass is incomplete, and 2:42 left to go in the ball game. Couple 1st downs, and Gresham's going to put this one in the win column tonight.
What? You know, that was a good pass. You know, it's they've got the spread there. Surprised to see only one receiver there in the end zone. You know, here he comes. Pack throws it out there. 4 Gresham receivers. Hutchinson slips a little bit, trying to make the cut back to the ball.
Here are the Gophers. They'll probably just keep this one on the ground. They've got Smith and Gleason in the backfield. And pitch to Smith. Smith coming out to the near side,
Fumble.
staying about. So we got a fumble,
Uh-oh.
and it's picked up.
Oh,
I didn't see who
my.
picked it up.
What a
But
great turn of offense.
Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. I didn't see who picked that. It was number 35. That's Blackburn, and Blackburn's starting to make a name for himself. Picked up that ball, that loose ball on the ground, fumbled by Brian Smith, and the Raiders have the ball, and we may have something happening here yet. Here's Smith coming to the outside. Rob Ritchie is one who apparently knocked the ball away. Blackburn picks the ball up and rumbles down to the 5-yard line. So if the Raiders can knock it in here, they got a good chance. First and goal to go from the 5. Blackburn in the backfield, trips to the left. Back, fumbles the snap. Comes back, rolling out to the left. Looking. Now he's going to run with the ball, and he's not going to go anywhere. As John Gleason, Conrad Kuda, Chip Bedford and company all coming up to make the stop.
Gresham Gophers.
But the clock continues to run. 2:05 left to go in the ball game. And the Raiders down 21-7. They're taking an awful lot of time. An awful lot of time to get this play off. Here's the replay. Here's Smith coming down, and it was Ritchie who knocked the ball away, and Blackburn came up and picked the ball up and took it down to the 5. Second down from the 8, but that's immaterial. They got to get the ball in the end zone.
Fumble.
And another fumble, and a big pile up, and I believe that Gresham may have it.
Just a little too anxious to get that thing in the end zone. They got to take one thing at a time. You know, the quick snap, trying to jump back there. It looks like he's dropped back a little bit too quick there.
Big pile up, and the ball boys, the ball boys signaling that it's Gresham's ball. We're waiting to see. Now Pat comes up with it, but let's see who they're going to give it to.
Anticipation.
Yep, they're giving it to Reynolds. Another loss of a yard in play.
Clock's going to continue to tick here.
Again, big pileup, and Brandon Pack diving back into that melee of people, that throng of people, managed to come up with a football. But the clock's continuing to run. 1:25 left to go.
I tell you, at the end of the game, those timeouts are a precious commodity.
And they have one left, so they're going to save it. Here's Pack looking, fires incomplete. Tried to hit, I believe it was Du Bois on the right flat, but I'll tell you, if you look in the end zone, Matt Hutchinson standing alone about 8 yards deep in the end zone. He was wide open.
Gresham, you know, the linemen are getting right through there, putting a lot of pressure on Brandon Pack trying to get the ball away.
So here we go, 4th down and 9. The ball just over the 9-yard line. They got to get in for the touchdown, folks. 1:12 left to go in regulation time. Gresham 21, Reynolds 7. Here we go, trips to the right. Du Bois, Hutchinson, and I see who the others. Look at Perrine. Here's a fake handoff,
Boom.
and coming in is Bedford once again. Chip Bedford, number 82, along with Dave Anderson, number 80, coming in with a blitz and drop Pack all the way back to the 15. Well, I dropped him back to the 20, but they're going to give him back to the 15. Here it is again. Brandon Pack coming in, and Chip Bedford untouched from his linebacker or defensive end spot, coming in and dropping the Reynolds quarterback, Brandon Pack.
Well, that's the same defensive play that Gresham did on 4th and goal last time Reynolds had the ball before, you know, they got it back on that fumble.
Well, that was the key play. The key thing here in the second half, I'll tell you right now, John, has been Gresham's defense. They have just been tough time and time again tonight.
Yeah, I want to come up for a big play. They were there.
Here's McGowan. And Smith standing back from the goal line. He doesn't want anything they have. McGowan's going to go back about 4 or 5 yards.
Oh, my goodness.
And
Come
he is drilled.
on.
And we're going to have some extracurricular activities. McGowan came back, took about 5-6 steps back, and number 74 for Reynolds, John
behind the line.
Griffith, drilled him.
Personal foul here.
Oh, we got a personal foul against Reynolds.
Yeah, there's no need to see that. You know, somebody's gonna get hurt. And you see that
McGowan,
he drops back to his knee, and that's just.
Yeah, you can't hit a QB once they drop to their knee. That play's dead.
Oh,
Dead ball. Personal foul here. Down is 2.
I didn't get the first down.
Was that Heimbeck? A little frustrated? No, it was 74.
John Griffith.
Yeah, a little frustration there. You can't blame him, but you know you can't take it out on
The officials saying second down in about 2 inches, it looks like.
Yeah, second down, and they've already got the first down.
Now look at Smith. He's standing 15 yards back. He's not going to let any fumbles or any extra players get by him. McGowan again, 3 steps drop, and he just falls on the football. And again, we got stoppage of play. And the official's going to call timeout.
I think they're just going to take a delay of game. Let's get out of here.
Now Reynolds is going to take their final timeout with 35 seconds left to go in the game. And honestly, I don't know why McGowan just doesn't take 1 step and drop on the ground.
Yeah, he's going to be a lot better protected. You know, if the linemen just kind of, you know, get real tight there and protect him a little bit. But, you know, I think that Reynolds needs to, you know, give him a little slack there.
Well, we're going to take a timeout. 35 seconds left to go in the ball game. Gresham 21, Reynolds 7. Back after this. Timeout. 35 seconds left to go in the ball game. One or maybe 2 plays, and this one will be over. The Gresham Gophers up 21-7. Here's McGowan. He's going to take it himself on the option left. Quarterback keeper, and he gets across the 20. We got flags down again.
Going out of the game.
We got a little frustration.
No foul, 15-yard face mask, 74.
Yep, it's John Griffith once again coming in there. And
I think that he's out. Reynolds just needs to pull him out. He's frustrated.
Personal foul on a face mask on the defense, which results in 15 yards and a first down.
Boy, Gresham driving down the field there. Unfortunately, you know, it's all by penalties.
Yep. 24 seconds left to go. I think McGowan would be safe just to snap it, fall down on it, and that's it. And let's go home, guys. Because they played very impressive football tonight. McGowan does do that. One knee and
one more little swat in there. 8, 7, 6. I tell you, Gresham looked really good tonight, Jim.
They're
both
very
sides.
impressive. And there's the final gun, and look at the scoreboard. Gresham Gophers with a very, very impressive win. They take it tonight 21-7 over a tough, but I think a little less hardened in the second half Reynolds Raiders team, John.
Well, you know, you look at the score, 21-7. With Gresham, you know, they can put some points on the board, and I think that Reynolds did a good job defensively. They're a little frustrated on offense. You know, only had that one big play, the second play of the second half to, you know, get 7 points on the board. But, you know, they played a good game. I think this is a really good game, both sides of the field, but you know, Gresham came out ahead there, and I think their defense is what won it for them.
Now, their defense has been second to none in the conference this year, and they proved tonight that they are definitely a team to be reckoned with in the future playoff race. I think a big game next week, the game that we'll be doing right here at Mount Hood College, we'll be on the air for Sandy, and they'll be taking on the Barlow Bruins here next week. That is going to be a big game also. Looking ahead to that one, seeing Sandy Pioneers for the first time this year. And the Barlow Bruins have been very, very impressive as well this year. They've had a couple of tough breaks along the line, but they're a tough football team. And talking to a lot of the coaches, they're the team that everybody fears the most in the Mount Hood Conference. My thanks to John Gailey and Scott Yunker for doing an excellent job tonight. John doing a great job doing my color commentary, and Scott doing a good job on the stats tonight. And Scott, you got some final stats as far as the Gophers with Brian Smith and McGowan and Chapman?
Well, McGowan has 6 carries for 20 yards. Smith, he has 29 carries for 121 yards. In the air for McGowan, he has 13 attempts, 5 completions for 67 yards. And one of those were a touchdown, 28-yard touchdown for McGowan.
Also want to thank Pietro's Pizza in Gresham at 345 Northwest Burnside for providing the refreshments to the cast and crew of tonight's ball game. Doing a good job as well. My thanks to Joe Knox, Jeff Heathman for producing and directing tonight's ball game, and all the people at MCTV. Another fine job, and we're going to have another good one next week. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. We'll see you next week as we continue along in Mountain Hood Conference Football 1995.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.